Man, I'm getting old. Take numero 20, maybe. I don't know. What's going on, guys? It's Kevin from KB Captures, and I'm back. Yeah, I was gone. 2024 was not the best year, but it's 2025 now, and I just wanted to give you guys an update on what my gear, what do I have, the changes I've made, what I'm using every day, and my paid work, etc. Do not claim to be a professional. I just do this so that people don't make the same mistakes I do and learn from my mistakes. Also, if you guys have not subscribed already, consider subscribing. I know I said I was going to post a lot more videos last year. Like I said, life happened. So if you could do it now, I'd really appreciate it. And hit the like button and notification bell if you're into that. Now, let's get into it. My camera. Last video I posted was a video comparing my A7 IV to my 15 Pro Max. I still have, I wouldn't say I still have. I have a A7 IV. It's not the same one that I recorded the last video in. I went through some changes. I'll tell you, just to cut things short, I've owned an A7 IV, an A7C2, a ZV-E1, an A7 R5, and guess what? I'm back to an A7 IV with an A6700 combo. The last one I did, or the last transaction I made, was a trade from my A7 R5 for these two cameras because I wanted two cameras. I wanted an A cam and a B cam, but mainly because I was carrying around my A7 R5 everywhere I went because I love taking photos of everything and anyone and anything I see. Not everything, but you know what I mean. If you follow my Instagram page, then you'll know. Here it is. It was heavy. It was heavy because I had it paired. I didn't have the 24-7 anymore. I did have it for a while, but then I went through a whole thing. I'll tell you, I went through all the G prime lenses, at least 20 millimeters, all the way to 85 millimeter. I had the trio of zooms of G Masters Mark IIs from the 24-70 G Master Mark II, the 16-35 G Master Mark II, and the 70-200 G Master Mark II. Amazing lenses. I love them, no question about it. But it was a lot. It was a lot to carry around to my paid gig, especially because sometimes I would need a little bit more, I would switch, maybe a little bit wider. So a friend of mine talked me into this lens, and you guys have probably seen it a lot. It is by Tamron. It's not a Sony native lens. It is Tamron, the 35-150 f2 to 2.8. Amazing. It's a little heavy. It's not terribly heavy, but it's an amazing camera. It's sharp. It's fast. I have no complaints except the fact that it's heavy. And then I paired that with my most recent purchase, and it is by Sirui. Sirui made this lens, the 85 millimeter Aurora f1.4. Now you're probably wondering, Kevin, you had the G Master Mark II. What happened? It was expensive. I didn't use it much, and I still wanted to have an 85 millimeter, and I had the 1.8, but this came out right after, and sorry, squeaky. And for the price difference, honestly, unless you're a pixel peeper zooming in at 200-300%, you're not going to notice a difference. And I am in love with this lens. It produces amazing photos and sharp for $500. Continuing, my wide end, because you're probably thinking, Kevin, you got rid of your 16-35 G Master Mark II. What are you doing for your wide end or your wide shots? The only reason I got that one is because it was, I wanted the trio, but I always use it on the wider end. But sometimes it's a little too wide for my liking. So I landed on this. I landed on the 20 millimeter f1.8 by Sony. It's a native lens. It's sharp, quick, fast. It's honestly the only reason why this is not a G Master is because it's not a 1.4. And you just slap a red G on here and you got yourself a G Master lens. It's incredible. Mainly use this for like dance floor shots. Let's say my last set or gig that I did with this lens was a quinceañera, and I use it on the dance floor to get some shots of the birthday girl and her group dancing. But yeah, that's what I use this for. I was going to use it for these talking heads, but I use the A6700. The A6700, right now you're looking at the 11 millimeter f1.8, which is equivalent to about the 16 millimeter. I like this look. for YouTube videos. I think Peter McKinnon uses a 16 millimeter, if I'm not mistaken, or 15 millimeter. You know, if you follow him, you know, which I don't know which photo enthusiast doesn't follow or like his work. But then the second lens that I got with this camera, 50 millimeters is my favorite focal length. Yeah, you're probably wondering why I don't have one. It's in the works. Patience. I do want it at 50 millimeter. Probably go with a 1.4, maybe 1.2 since it's my paid work. But nevertheless, is the Sigma 30 millimeter f1.4. I do a lot of automotive photography. All my lenses have CPL filters, and this 30 millimeter, which is equivalent to roughly a 50 millimeter, I love this thing. It is sharp, it produces beautiful photos, and I have no complaints at all, except maybe that I wish it had an aperture ring. That's about it, but honestly I can get around that with just my dials on my camera. It's not the end of the world. And then my third lens that I recently got as a trade, I don't know what this guy was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking, because honestly I got the better end of it, but he wanted the versatility. Let's rewind back. After I got this camera, I wanted just a one lens, one body cam to run and gun, and I purchased the Sigma 18 to 50 f2.8. Great lens, sharp, but as you guys know, if you don't know, APS-C does not do well in low light settings, and it was lacking a little bit. So I wanted to, I was like, all right, it's small already, I'm gonna stick with primes for my APS-C and put it up for sale. And someone messaged me with a trade. He wanted to trade me this lens, and I was like, well, I have the 11, I have a 30, meet in the middle, let me get the 15, and it's roughly a 22 millimeter full frame equivalent, and it's sharp. This also should be a G Master lens, but just because it's APS-C, it's not, And then my most recent transaction for this APS-C lineup is the Viltrox 56 millimeter f1.7. I was gonna go with Sigma, but it's like $500, and this thing was sub $200. And honestly, after watching a couple reviews, reading a couple specs, going on some forums, people are saying that this thing is the best bang for your buck, and so far it is. I've only taken photos of my pets, specifically my cat, with it, and it does produce amazing, clear, sharp photos. I have no complaints. I don't know if you can hear that. That is my cat feeder, and I apologize if you can. Maybe I can edit it out. Maybe you didn't pick it up because I'm using the Samsung Q9U. It's a dynamic USB microphone. If you guys didn't know, I know last time I was using this thing. I was trying to find it, but I don't know where I put it. I hope I didn't lose it, because I don't use it much. I do want to use it for some vlogs, so I got this lens. It's around here somewhere, but I'm probably going to end up using this, the DJI 2. I actually just, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how this ended up in my bag. It must have been from a shoot that I did with someone, and I found this in my bag, and I was like, I asked everybody I knew, whose is this? Nobody knew. So here it is. Haven't used it yet. I just know it's amazing because it records internally 32-bit float. Maybe the next video I'll try it out instead of using this microphone. But yeah, that's all I got. That's my update for 2025. I do promise to try to make more videos, more focused on actual shoots. I have been working closely with a couple clients in DC, specifically like the Catholic University. So I'm going to try to do some POV shots. I do have a whole POV setup so that I can show you guys how and what I use. Maybe I only shoot manual, I only shoot raw. Again, this is more, I'm trying to teach people from my mistakes. I'll do some gear review here and there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Again, like, subscribe, share, comment. You hate it, you love it. I love you, and I'll catch you next time.